Today we're going to look at how to view your pathway progress in self-service. The first step in this process is to go to your My CFCC portal and log in. You're going to come to a page that looks exactly like this. And over on the left-hand side of the page where your Blackboard courses and email are located, you're going to click Self-Service, which will take you to this page here. And on this page, we're going to click Student Planning. And we're going to click Go to My Progress. And this is going to load your pathway. Now, right now we're looking at a test module, and this is going to show the full associates, but the college transfer pathways are laid out very similar, and we'll look at a transfer pathway in just a moment. So the pathways are broken down into these different requirements: English composition, arts and humanities, social and behavioral sciences, mathematics, and sciences. And based on what pathway you're in, there's a certain number of credits allotted to these requirements and certain classes that are in those requirements. So you can see here, most all of them start with the English composition requirement. And as you can see here, that there are 6 credits allotted to this requirement. So that's 2 courses. Both of these are 3-credit courses. So in order to fulfill this requirement, you have to take both English 111 and English 112. You do that, and then you've satisfied this requirement within the pathway. Scrolling down to the next one here, we can see that you are allotted 3 credits in the Arts and Humanities 1 category or requirement. So you would take either COM 120 or COM 231, and once you complete that course, you satisfy this requirement, and you can no longer take the other courses that are in that requirement. So if you took COM 120 and passed, you could not take the COM 231 until you complete the pathway. Same thing down here. So you have 6 credits in your Arts and Humanities 2 category, and we can see that this student has planned American Lit and British Lit 1. So once they take those 6 credits, that will satisfy all of this, and the rest of these courses will be off limits until the completion of the pathway. Social and behavioral sciences, once they take 3 of these courses, same thing. They're going to fulfill this requirement within the pathway, and they will no longer be able to take these other courses. So you always want to make sure that you're choosing courses that are going to align with your transfer goals. And you could always contact your career coach for guidance with that. So that's what you do. You just go through and you're going to take courses and try to fulfill all of these different requirements within your pathway. And once you do that, you then can complete the pathway. And at that point, you can take courses within the full associate's degree. And I'll just scroll down. So this is a full associate of arts we're looking at. Once you do that, all of these courses are going to open up. You can see there's dozens and dozens and dozens of different options for you to choose from. But that can only happen once you fulfill all of the requirements within the pathway and complete the pathway. So I'm going to show you what a nearly completed pathway is going to look like for a transfer student, college transfer student. So this student is in the Associate of Arts transfer pathway. And as we scroll down, we can see that they have fulfilled their English composition. They have fulfilled their Humanities and Fine Arts 1. They are in the progress of fulfilling their Humanities and Fine Arts 2, in the progress of fulfilling Humanities and Fine Arts 3. Science, social and behavioral sciences, math, natural sciences will be completed once they do this course here. So this student is just about finished with their completing their pathway, and they will file a pathway completion form, and then that will open them up to the full associate's degree, of which they can take a huge number of courses that fall within that associate's. So one thing you can do also, if you have a change of heart, you want to get a different degree, there's a class that you want to take that's not in the pathway you're in that you need to take for a particular degree plan that you're working towards, you can look at other pathways in self-service and what that would look like with your enrollment. So what you want to do is just click this View a New Program button here, and you would scroll down to the college transfer pathways. Now, this is a test module, so the pathways aren't fully listed out, but I know that this is the Associate of Arts pathway, so we're going to look at that. And in your self-service, those will be listed out. So let's say the student was in the science pathway, they want to see what an arts pathway would look like for them. They would click View Program, and it would show you what that pathway looks like, right? So this student is planning to take English 231, and that's it. One thing you want to look for too when you're registering for classes is if you go to the bottom of your pathway, there's this section called Other Courses. And if you see any of those classes that you tried to register for or are planning for that show up down here, that means that those courses are out of pathway. So this English 241, British Literature 1 is currently out of pathway with this student's enrollment. And we can see that that's the case because in their Humanities and Fine Arts 1 category, they only have 3 credits allotted to them. And they're already taking American Lit 1. So that means that British Lit 1 is off the table for now until they complete their pathway. This is an out-of-pathway registration. So that's just one quick way to see what those look like. There are exceptions to this rule, such as foreign languages and maths. So just if you have any confusion or need some clarity on whether or not you're pathway compliant, reach out to your CCP career coach. But this is a great tool to explore other pathways should you have a change of mind for a degree you want to pursue or need to take a certain class that's not available in your pathway for a certain degree. And that's it. So self-service is where you're going to view your pathway and where you're going to register for courses. And once you have fulfilled all the requirements within your pathway, we can file that completion form and open you up to the full associate's degree.